If you want to go from simply practicing feminine energy to actually awakening your inner goddess and radiating your divine feminine power, your magnetism, your beauty, and unleashing abundance and love and overflow in every part of your life, there is a missing link that I am going to share with you today. I'll be guiding you through three sacred, essential practices for us women to activate your divine feminine energy through the goddesses, whether you wish to connect with them as energy, as archetypes, or even spiritually. I'm going to share this with you in a way that's so accessible, beautiful, fun, magical, and transformational so that we take you from just practicing feminine energy to you becoming a living goddess, embodying her in the most beautiful ways, the way that you were meant to. Welcome. My name is Sama Kroll, and I am a goddess coach. I'm an author. I love all things goddess, and I've been helping women since 2012 to reclaim their divine feminine power, manifest their boldest dreams, to be and have it all, flourish in every way into the goddesses that you're meant to be from your feminine. So you can find me at flourishinggoddess.com. And when you call in, I would love for you to make sure the first thing you do is sign up for my email and receive my Flourishing Goddess meditation, where I'm going to awaken 21 divine feminine gifts right away in your beautiful feminine energy center. So come on over there. So the first key of activating your divine feminine power through the goddesses is remembrance. This is where you go beyond knowledge, right? You go beyond thinking of the goddesses and it being like a mental experience into awakening and activating that sacred remembrance. You begin reconnecting with the essence of the goddesses through their myths, their stories, their her stories. I don't say history, I say her stories when it comes to the goddesses. And this can begin by learning. Like if you watch my videos, you'll notice I bring up the goddesses a lot because this is how I work with them, right? You can't separate the divine feminine from the goddesses. And it's important to remember that all women, we have access to the goddesses because the goddesses are within us, right? So yes, in beautiful cultures and spiritual traditions, they are celebrated within those traditions as deities. And if you want to connect with them, you're welcome to, right? But all the goddesses are energies, shaktis, divine feminine powers and gifts inside of you. And when you begin to learn about their journeys, their stories, what ends up happening is it activates that ancient innate wisdom knowledge. It's like we have these, I don't want to say dormant, let's say resting memories and codes of our divine feminine wisdom and gift inside of us. And then when you start learning about the goddesses through their myths, their stories, their teachings, their wisdom, it's like the key unlocks those codes. That's what I'm calling these are the three keys. And the first is remembrance. And in all of my work, whether you read my book Goddess Reclaimed or my 69 goddess circles, I have this beautiful collection by now. And of course, my deeper goddess programs, the Awaken Goddess training. There's always an element of teaching you about the goddess, not in this academic, masculine, like scholarly way, but to interpret, even more importantly, the meaning behind the goddess's story, right? And that is very profound for you. So let me give you this experience, okay? The feminine practice versus connecting with the goddess. So let's say you want to activate your feminine energy of self-love and receptivity. Magnetism. Like things are a little hard. You want some more ease. You want some more flow. You want some more money. You want some more love. You want some more success. You want some, you just want to receive. You don't want it to be a struggle, right? Of course. Who doesn't want that? So you're like, okay, I need to get into my feminine energy. So yeah, I can give you a practice. We can say, slow down, get sensual, right? Indulge your senses, right? So there's a feminine energy practice. Now I want you to experience this as goddess. If you want to activate your divine feminine receptivity to become magnetic, let's remember what goddess Aphrodite teaches us. Aphrodite is birthed naked, whole, unapologetic, radiating self love, beauty. She is irresistible. Everything she desires is hers. There is no question. Why? She teaches you that even her nudity, her being birthed, is that she is whole, that she is ready, that she is worthy. She trusts. Receiving requires trust, and trust requires intimacy, and intimacy requires some vulnerability and fully being yourself, showing up as who you are. And everywhere Aphrodite steps, roses bloom. It is said that roses came to earth when Aphrodite was birthed. And all the animals begin to get frisky and make love, and she inspires love. She is so radiant in her self love, in her confidence, in her worth, in her beauty, in her desires, in her divinity. She is sourced as goddess of self love and beauty and so much more. She's actually very multidimensional. She's so much power as well. She's even a goddess of war, right? She's not all often remembered as that, but she reminds you that you are a whole woman. You are a beautiful, radiant goddess. And everywhere you step, what shifts inside of you when you walk as Aphrodite? That you were so embodied in your own divinity that like Aphrodite's birth, and she's like, "Behold, you're welcome." Right? Her presence is a gift, and so all good. She wants a lover. He's hers. She's hers. Right? She can have any lover, any good, any luxury, any art, any beauty she desires. She teaches you that your desire is holy. You get to want what you want and have what you have, and too much a good thing is beautiful and divine. And yes, and you're welcome. She's a vibe. She's a frequency. She's a goddess. And she activates that unapologetic, true, divine self love that you radiate and you become irresistible. So everything you desire comes to you. Magnetize it, and then you just enjoy it, you relish it, you share, you're generous, you ripple it out like her sea or foamy sea waters. You're overflowing, drenched in your own pleasure, beauty, richness, relishing. Okay, so now I want to ask you this. Which approach act really, let's get honest, which one activates something in you, right? I can give you a feminine energy tip, okay? Buy yourself flowers. Or I could share with you this story of Aphrodite and now say, hey, you want to receive? Treat yourself like Aphrodite and buy yourself flowers every Friday. That's Goddess Day. That's Venus, Aphrodite, Lakshmi. That's Freya. That's the Goddess Day, right? So do that to honor your own inner goddess, your own inner Aphrodite, right? What does that shift? Do you notice a difference? And do you also see how you don't need to do like crazy rituals and altars? No, and worship a goddess if that's not your path. I personally do love that. But my goddesses everywhere, and I love showering them with roses and incense. I do goddess mantras. We get full on goddess, woo woo, magic, everything. I'm a high priestess, unapologetic devotee of the goddesses, inside and out, outside and in, up and down, and all around. And I come from a very religious background, and I was not brought up this way. My ancestry is Hindu, but I was raised Muslim, and I love that my clients are like come from all different. They can be really religious and still find the goddess is so accessible. In a way that works for you. Like you can just learn about Aphrodite and have a self-love practice of buying yourself flowers every Friday. And then, you know what? You're going to receive promotions. You're going to see your divine soulmate. Like that is what happened to me. That's what happens to my clients. And it's not just because we started a feminine energy practice. It was because we activated the remembrance of the goddess and connecting to the deeper meaning and like also letting that naturally get activated, right? Like I hope you felt that. I hope you felt And it's different for where we are on our path. I certainly know in the very beginning of my journey, it was like, who am I to feel like a goddess? And I had all the self-worth stuff I had to work through. In my last video, I talk about the, most common feminine energy wounds and healing them. So please watch that if you need to clear some of that resistance, some of that energy, because you are a goddess. You are so worthy. Right. So I want you to tell me in the comments, how did that feel? And women who take my work, women who like read Goddess Reclaimed or watch my goddess circles, they say that they love that they can access the goddess in a way that's most resonant with them. And this is what's available to you. But the most important thing is let yourself remember the goddesses. Okay. Let yourself remember them and feel that memory awaken within you of that gift, that wisdom, that beauty, that light, that ancient memory, right? As much as the feminine has been impressed over so many centuries, we do carry still the wisdom, the code. That's why women say when they go through my work that they feel like it's a coming home. And I say you're not learning, you're remembering. That's why this first key is not even learn about the gods, it's remembrance. So I hope that already activated some remembrance inside of you. So my invitation is if you desire to reconnect with the goddesses through remembrance, to take on a journey of learning about the goddesses. I do highly recommend my book, Goddess Reclaimed, because I take you through 13 initiations, 13 specific goddesses in each of those gateways. And at the end of each chapter, I also share more goddesses that you can connect with. And I've got 70 goddess circles as well. Just I have something for you at every level that you're ready for. Of course, a lot of YouTube videos here as well. Why I share this is that, you know, my invitation and hope is you don't just learn about the goddesses in a masculine way. Like you certainly can learn their histories. Why not learn their herstories and the deeper feminine gifts, codes, wisdom that they offer us? The next key to awakening your divine feminine energy through the goddesses is ritual. Ritual is that sacred bridge. It's going from the remembrance, right? The awakening maybe on a mental or knowledge or spiritual level into the embodied experience. And that is what the goddess is. She wants you to take it from the higher, from the head, from the mind, from the spirit into the body in a sensual way, even if it's spiritual, like you're lighting incense or listening to sacred music or chanting goddess mantra, or any ritual that resonates with you, rose petal bath or a sacred dance, or so many different ways to ritualize this experience. But making it sensual, it's like it now is anchored into your being, right? So we activate a remembrance, we reconnect in our heart, in our emotions, but then we bring her into your body. And your body is temple of the goddess, right? And ritual is the sacred gateway, that bridge. It transports you from the mundane and the everyday into the sacred, into the being. Because remembrance is just the beginning, right? And then the deepening happens through embodiment, and the bridge from remembrance to embodiment is a sacred, physical, experienced ritual. A lot of masculine spiritual practices are really beautiful where they have prayer or meditation, right? And that's very powerful. But the goddesses love to go deeper. They love to invite us into, you know, let's say like a ritual can be lighting an incense or anointing yourself with sacred oils, or I mean, everything becomes a ritual. My life is a living ritual to the goddess. And whether it's in motherhood or it's how I cook something or how I get dressed or how I shower, I imbue ritual in everything. I have other videos here like, micro shifts and instant feminine energy practices, but I do share my deeper work in like my inner offering. So in Goddess Reclaim, for example, once we activate the remembrance of the goddess through a really specific part of yourself that you're healing and awakening, then I always give you a ritual, right? And in the circles, it's more beautiful in my goddess circles because you can just really like, I'm leading you through the video. So however you want to experience ritual, however you guided, intuiting your own rituals, just that my invitation is that you bring in ritual to serve as a bridge from remembrance, energy, spiritual, from the mind, from knowledge into living, being, experiencing, and embodying. And when you bring in the goddesses through your ritual, it completely transforms the power of your experience. It actually makes it transformational. So, as an example, let's say I say you want to do some energy clearing, and I can say feminine energy clearing practice is a somatic dance release, right? You shake it all out. Okay, so that's your feminine energy practice. It's very helpful. And now let's say Awaken Goddess Sekhmet. She is the ancient Egyptian fire lioness goddess, or the volcanic Hawaiian goddess Pele. Awaken her primal lava. Right? These are these fire goddesses that help you to feel the rawness of your emotion. What is it that you're really releasing? What's beneath that? Is there grief? Is there rage? Is there what is a repressed emotion? What do you need to get out? Get it out 10 times more than you're giving yourself permission. Be the volcano, become the volcano. Give yourself a safe, sacred space to dance unhinged, untamed. Be primal, be Lilith, be the wolf woman, be the goddess. Just let everything out. Let the goddesses themselves dance through you, release through you, raise through you, transform through you, liberate through you. I can tell you from personal experience that for me and my clients, feeling the goddesses either as allies or as energies, as guides inside and out through a ritual is so different. It could even inspire the music that you might choose for your practice, right? So you might go if you're doing a feminine energy practice at a certain level, but do you feel that shift? Like for me, I think just feminine energy practices, they are powerful. But when you bring in the goddess, even just the name of the goddess, so suddenly unleashes and activates and invokes a profound divine feminine power, right? It's like you really, this has been my experience. Okay. And my clients come into this grace. I feel and I know and I've lived that when you take one step towards the goddess, she takes 1,000 towards you. And what's most beautiful, bringing in goddesses into our rituals through the remembrance, through their names, is you open to grace, you open to miracles, and you don't feel like it's just me doing this feminine energy practice on my own to activate feminine energy, but I have invoked this power that is so much bigger than me that I'm also a part of, right? So, like to our human self, this power can leave us in awe, but our divine truth is that these goddesses are within us. We are them. They are part of us. Sometimes the most beautiful thing happens in my live trainings, in my Awaken Goddess training. Like we'll be doing a ritual, and then I can see and feel that the goddesses are thanking us or my client for open. Even happens in one-on-one where a goddess is invoked, and then it's not just that am I worthy of receiving a blessing from the goddess. It's not like that relationship, right? Where we have so much of this like masculine religious thing where like the divine is this big authority above us, and we have to like, you know, plead and beg and please and earn and be good girls and do all the right things to earn divine favor, to be good enough, right? To not be these sinful, unworthy, beings. But the goddesses are accessible. The goddesses are here. The goddesses are us. And they say the more you awaken your divine feminine power, the more they're awakening through you, right? So they're so, I love it. Like, I'm just so in awe and I can feel we have this reverence and gratitude, or I do, my clients, and then this because I'm, as a priestess, I see, I sense a vision, like I get the visions and the messages. And I feel that the goddess is like, thank you. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for opening. And it's like coming home to the mother, to the divine mother. Even when the goddess is like a sensual goddess or a warrior goddess, they're all the holy mother, right? And it is such a beautiful divine feminine healing, especially for those of us who may have had a lot of like religious trauma, or a lack of a spiritual connection. It's such a beautiful homecoming that I'm one with the goddesses, right? I am the goddess. In fact, I think in Goddess Reclaim, my book, we open with, you're not just a goddess, you are the goddess embodied. And so ritual is a bridge from knowing about the goddesses, from reconnecting with the divine feminine through the goddesses to bringing them into your day to day life and embodying them. One way to go deeper with this ritual is get my insider private meditation. It's free. It's the Flourishing Goddess meditation. Come on over to flourishinggoddess.com, my website. And when you download that meditation, I guide you through your 7 feminine energy centers. So not your they are your chakras, but we're connecting with them through the divine feminine. And we're healing and clearing your feminine energy blocks. And we're activating the goddesses. So we invoke 3 goddesses through every energy center. So there's 21 goddesses altogether. And my clients have said that practicing this initiation, this goddess meditation, has connected them, reconnected them with the goddesses and started to awaken gifts and miracles in their life immediately, like they felt the shift. So I love for you to get that, to start remembering, reconnecting, ritualizing, right? And turn that into a ritual. Dance with the meditation, light your incense, shower yourself with flowers, right? So that would be a way that you can really deepen and start activating the remembrance and the ritual and that embodiment of the goddesses. The third key to activating your divine feminine energy through the goddesses is reunion. So it's not just uniting with the goddess, but it's reuniting. And like I've shared, this is one of my greatest wins or celebrations in my work when women say to me that they have come home to the goddess, right? They have come home to that union with the goddesses. And if you're someone like myself and my clients where through your path you became separated from the divine, right? And or you feel like you have to earn the favor of the divine, it is the most beautiful homecoming to realize, oh, I am daughter of the divine. I am daughter of the goddess. I am her, not just her recipient, but I'm here as her embodiment and I'm here as her channel, right? Like you become Lakshmi. My clients, how I feel in my own life and how, especially the clients who've been with me for so many years and who keep evolving and deepening the work with me is I say they say that we become living Lakshmis. Lakshmi Ma is just like the divine feminine in her full overflow, overflowing love, abundance, beauty, radiance, regalness, generosity. And this is a homecoming that, you know what? You don't need to reach for the divine, for the goddess, for God, for anything outside of you, but you come home to the goddess within you. And so that is why I really love, and I know that the goddesses are here and available and accessible to all of us. And of course, men too, right? To everybody, like men, women, everyone, everywhere, like the whole spectrum. We all have divine feminine, masculine, the goddesses, right? So I'm just speaking to my ladies because in my world, who I attract. But the coming home, the reunion is like now I am, yes, ritual is a way of my life. Yes, I'm still learning about the goddesses. And I feel that oneness with the goddess. And what happens is like you can shape shift into a different goddess for whatever moment you are in or whatever desire that you have. So I feel such a union with the goddesses. Another, my beautiful goddess, Isis Ma. She's called Goddess of 10,000 Names. There's the Mahadevi, right? Ultimately, the great goddess has her name in so many ways, like Celtic goddesses, there's pre-Islamic Arabic goddesses, indigenous, like all over the world. And in a certain video, there's only so many that kind of come to mind that I can share. But like I love my goddesses. There are thousands of goddesses from all times and cultures, but most importantly, they are within you. And there is a goddess for everything. There is a goddess for your wounds, right? Like I said in my last video, I have videos on darkness and dark feminine healing and dark feminine alchemy, and there's so much right now, like this trend on dark feminine energy and how to attract the man and seduce the man. And I'm just like, no, do not reduce the goddesses to like how to be a vixen and get that man. Especially by the way the dark goddesses would be like, are you kidding me? I am Lilith. I freaking escaped the patriarchy and freed myself and liberated myself. I'm Kali. I am here to liberate you to your power, right? Not to keep you stuck in the patriarchy or anyway, I digress, but there's a goddess for everything. There are goddesses for the deepest parts, the most dark, wounded, afraid parts of you. And they offer these parts of you unconditional witnessing and love, so like an initiation too in Goddess Reclaimed. And then in my Awaken Goddess training, we do the most beautiful journey with the underworld goddesses, including your Ishkigal and others. And it is the most profound healing of the parts of us that we don't want to face, that are too wounded or uncomfortable or ugly to face. And there can be shame or guilt or fear around that. But there are goddesses that meet you there and say, I'm here. Welcome. All of you is welcome here. Our mantra in the Awaken Goddess training is all of you is welcome here. And that was inspired by Initiation 2 in the first round. That all of you is welcome here. So with the goddesses, all of you is welcome. All of you is loved. All of you is embraced. All of you is sacred. Your deepest fears are honored and healed and transmuted and liberated. Your deepest wounds, things that you are most afraid to even admit to yourself, they are welcome. The parts of you that you desire too much, those are welcome. They're sacred. They're holy. So in the reunion, what happens is that you have journeyed long enough, learned, remembered enough of the goddesses and ritualed with them to the point where, and this is a devotional path, right? Like, although it's natural, right, and innate, it's like this inner wisdom that needs to be activated, reactivated. So it's a reunion. And for myself, it's a beautiful pathway, right, of devotion. And it's not work. It's not like servitude. It's not pleasing God, right? It's not like that at all. It's I'm remembering my inner goddess. I am devoting to her. I'm ritualing with her and I'm awakening her. And now I know that in every role that I play as lover, as mother, as leader, as queen, as daughter, as friend, in every feminine archetype I embody, and in every part of my life, there's a goddess who will guide me. There's a goddess within me that can be my guide, that can give me wisdom here and, healing there and miracles there and activate different divine feminine energies, right? So, whatever divine feminine energy you need to access, you come to the point at reunion where it's just natural for you to access, whether you need to activate your divine feminine power or your softness and your stillness and your wisdom and your nurturing or your badassness, your wild woman, your holy wrath to honor your grief, healing, grace. Like there is a goddess for everything. And at the reunion level, you come home to her. All the separation dissolves and you become one. You become this living embodiment and channel of the great goddess herself. And this is not vanity. It's not even goddess worship. Like it's not that at all. It is a deep reunion. It's a spiritual mind, body, heart, soul reunion with the divine feminine, with the goddess in all her forms, in all her names, within you, as you, all around you. And life becomes so filled with grace and magic and miracles and power. And I attribute all the blessings and all the good of my life to this reunion, right? Not just rituals, right? Like early in my journey, and I have loved it. And I still do. I do rituals all the time. But I think early in my path, because of religious conditioning, it was like, oh, I have to do, this 40-day mantra practice to invoke Lakshmi. And that shifted into, oh, when I do a mantra now, for example, it's like I am uniting with Lakshmi more and more and feeling her inside out. I'm in this sacred reverence, remembrance, and reunion with her. And that at this place, you're like unleashing the divine, the goddesses in your life. And what's so powerful and magical is at this point, the goddesses, they become like living evidence, living, you've embodied her, and now you're reunited with her, and now you see her flourishing in every part of your life. Unless, my work, my temple is Flourishing Goddess, where you get to be and have it all from your feminine with and as goddess. And in the reunion stage, right, when we unlock the sacred feminine key, you are just in synchronicity and flow and magic and miracles in every part of your life. Life will still have its challenges, right? That's the cycle of the goddess. But because you're one with the goddess, hey, I'm part of the spiral. I'm dancing with the goddess. And there's a goddess for my every need. There's a goddess for every challenge. There's a goddess to invoke and receive and experience every blessing. And what I love about this is that in my journey for myself and as my clients, they enter, there's usually an initial desire to heal something or to manifest, right? A specific dream for love or a baby or a dream or a home or success or business or whatever it is. And then that either the block that you want to heal, right? That becomes a catalyst, or the desire that you wish to manifest, they become the way that the goddess actually initiated into her path for her remembrance, where she says, okay, I'll get you that thing, but as part of the process, I will turn you into the goddess you are. Like in my Manifest My Love, it's an 8-session online program where women come in and they manifest their soulmates with the beautiful journey that they embark on. And what the feedback I always get is, Saima, I came because I wanted to manifest my soulmate from my feminine energy. I wanted to manifest, high quality divine masculine men. And in the process, I realized I healed my past. I reclaimed my power. I became a goddess. I fell in love with myself. I became a goddess queen. And yes, the man came, but the lifelong gift of the journey of manifest soulmate love or whatever it is the reunion with the goddesses and how that continues then to ripple out in every part of their lives. And that is my hope and my mission, is that, you come home to being the goddess that you truly are. All the goddesses are inside of you, they're all around you, they're within you, and they want to activate through you, right? So your desire to activate your full divine feminine gift is actually the goddesses within you saying, wake me up, wake me up, unleash me, let me take you to the next level of flourishing and love and abundance and health and radiance and magnetism and bliss and beauty and joy and every part of your life, and freedom and fulfillment. So unleash me, goddess. So it is the goddess herself awakening that desire through you. I hope you will trust it and honor it and begin or deepen your journey for activating your full divine feminine gift with the goddesses. Tell me in the comments how this resonated with you. Tell me which of these 3 sacred keys, the remembrance, the ritual, the reunion, you are ready to activate more and more of. I'd love to celebrate your journey. And again, make sure you come to flourishinggoddess.com, get yourself in my email list, start connecting with the 21 goddesses right away. And if you want to go deeper, there's so many different ways that you can do that in Flourishing Goddess Temple. I would recommend Goddess Reclaimed, the book, if you wish to go on a beautiful initiation journey with the goddesses. But let me know also in the comments if there are any of these areas that you would like for me to deepen on. I'm loving making these videos for you, so your comments really help me to know what's resonating, what's serving you, what would you like to learn more about, to activate more of your divine feminine. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this inspired you, and I will see you in my next video. Of course, make sure you subscribe so you know when that comes out. All right, namaste, goddess.